Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to COASTER-net Update. We've got some breaking news tonight out of Gurnee, Illinois, where maybe the greatest announcement ever has just taken place.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
Six Flags, Great America, my home park, I guess, is getting not only any Larson Super Loop, but they are getting the largest Larson super group. That they are building a brand new model just for Great America, a brand new model that is going to be bigger than all the rest. It's going to be over 100 feet tall. Is going to be the train is going to be bigger on it, moving from 24 to 32 seats. Rob, is this not the greatest thing you've ever heard of in your life?
I'm very excited about this. This is probably going to make me go to. This is going to help me, buy my ticket to Six Flags. I mean, this is the greatest thing ever. I mean, I'm in love with this.
Now,
it's probably the best announcement. The best announcement.
The best announcement so far. Now, many of you may not know, but we are part of a group on Facebook that only is for the best of the best. It's called Larson Loop Credit Counters Anonymous. Because yes, indeed, both of us believe, unlike that fool Danny Miller, he's the biggest idiot in the world. You saw it already on the Skywarp episode where we talked about Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster. He was already discounting if it's a coaster or not. Oh, I don't know. I got to see how it operates. Danny Miller, it's the same thing as a Larson Loop for the most part, it looks like. And you don't count Larson Loops for some reason, when they're obviously roller coasters. These are credits, and this is going to be the biggest of all the credits because it's the biggest Super Loop. Rob, your thoughts?
This thing's going to be insane. I mean, we've got 360 degree revolutions. I mean, this thing is nuts. Insane hang time. Time. It's going to be crazy.
Like they're claiming 6 inversions here, and I think the coolest part is that it's going to be like I said, a brand new model here. We've never seen a Super Loop this big. That usually they're a little bit smaller. The 72 feet are the small ones you see at the fair circuit. Then you have the bigger ones.
Those are about 40, 49, 59 feet.
Yeah.
And the ones at the other Six Flags parks, those are about 73 feet.
So this one's going to be much bigger at 100 feet tall. So this one's going to be really cool. Now a lot of people are criticizing, Rob, that there's no name here, and there's a few theories out there. So the first theory that we actually came up with, Danny and I, was that this was Six Flags has used the name Hurricane Force 5 before down at Fiesta, Texas for their disco coaster. So a lot of people were speculating that maybe that was going to be the name here, and because of all the hurricane issues that Texas is currently experiencing, maybe they held off on that it probably would be in poor taste. Even though Chicago doesn't get hurricanes, it'd probably be in poor taste to name a new roller coaster Hurricane this week. Now, the question mark is it going to stay Hurricane Force 5 and they're just going to announce it later? Or are they going to completely scrap that and come up with a brand new theme? Now, I know, Rob, you've watched the shows here. You heard Danny and I speculate when we were talking about the removal of King Chaos that maybe Mardi Gras would be rethemed. But here on this press release, it says clearly, let me find it where it says the world's largest loop coaster will be the park's 16th coaster and the only coaster in Mardi Gras. So according to this press release, it does not sound like that the theme of the area is going to change. So what do you think? Do you think all the teasers led to like a hurricane theme? Do you think they're going to keep the hurricane theme, or do you think they're going to go a different road?
I mean, since you say it that way, since it's going to be in Mardi Gras. I mean, it is 100. You said 100 feet from like the other stuff, like the Batman related.
Yeah. So if you're familiar with Mardi Gras, when you enter Mardi Gras from the one end, you enter right next to King Chaos. When you enter Mardi Gras from the opposite end, it's flanked by Joker, and then Batman's right next to Joker. So, we were speculating that it would be a Gotham theme. I don't know. I think it would be better that way. So
I
it's
mean,
really close
yeah,
to Gotham. Like, what other characters could you possibly use here?
I mean, the only ones you would use are Harley Quinn or Wonder Woman.
Like, seriously, it seems like everyone's getting a Harley Quinn ride next year.
I mean, are they? Do you think they have the name? I mean, do you think they're just like, well, we're going through? Should we do Harley Quinn or should we use the Hurricane? I mean, are they kind of still trying to figure out what they're doing with it? I mean, because it is in the Mardi Gras section, but it is close to the other stuff.
Like, I really feel like their goal, because if you remember their teasers, it was like Eye of the Storm. It was like the shipwreck idea with the life preserver in the middle of King Chaos. They were really going with Hurricane. So I really feel like Hurricane Force 5 was going to be the name of this one. But it goes back to that thing of, will they change it because of what has happened this year already in Texas? And then also, having a hurricane-themed ride in Mardi Gras doesn't seem like the best of ideas either.
No, it does not. Well, they're not. I mean, it's not like Six Flags hasn't changed the name already. Changed the name of a ride already.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed their 4D. Was that the 4D ride that they changed the name of?
It was originally at Great Adventure. It was originally supposed to be Total Mayhem.
Well, Mayhem.
And then out of nowhere, they changed it to Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And that became the first Joker ride. So they have been known to, and Great America has been known to maybe not change names, but change layouts. If you recall back with Goliath, when on the big announcement day with Goliath, that lift hill was all wood. And then when we get to the middle of the winter, they released a new rendering that showed what you now know as the steel support, with the wood track on the steel support for that first lift hill on Goliath. So Six Flags has been known to change things, maybe not so much names, but they have changed layouts. We know Great Adventure has changed names. I think I could go either way on this. I like Hurricane Force 5. I like the Batman theme better, but if you're not going to change that whole area, and it doesn't seem like they are, because they do have other Mardi Gras themed rides there, at Six Flags America, you have the Bourbon Street Fireball, which
they're gonna go Fireball. Is that what?
I don't like the name Fireball because it's been so overused.
But it should be a different name, since it is the tallest one. It should be something separate from all the other ones, because it isn't.
And I think it might be cool. Why not go into the Mardi Gras theme a little bit heavier? Like, if you don't like the Hurricane name, maybe go and do like the Jester's Jinx or something instead of Joker's Jinx, or make it a voodoo themed ride and do like a voodoo. You have the really cool voodoo, possessed logo. That was and it used to be called Voodoo at one point as well. So you wonder if they still have the rights to that name. But I think ultimately what we're going to get here is Hurricane Force 5. I think they're just going to wait 2 or 3 months for all the stuff in Texas to settle down, for the people to get their lives back together a little bit as much as they can, and then maybe announce it, because who's going to care what the name is? If they announce it in April, I don't think there's going to be a big uproar over why aren't they telling us what the name of this super loop is. But ultimately, this is a big super loop. But and I apologize, Rob. I apologize deeply. COASTER-net has also failed to recognize maybe the other great announcement this year of Delirious, only a few hours to my north at Valley Fair. And what's interesting about Delirious is Rob, one of the big knocks on the Superloop has always been the joystick and how the joystick controls the ride. Yes. Well, folks, I got news for you. And I don't know about this Superloop at Great America, but it's already been said that the Superloop up at Valley Fair will not have a joystick. It's going to be a pre-programmed sequence of when the motor engages. And I think this is going to lead to the gravity-powered sections of the Larson loops being even more obvious than they are now, because I think with the joystick, and I've been on super loops where the person has never even touched the joystick.
Right.
When I was down at Indiana Beach, there wasn't even the guy didn't even touch the joystick one time for it to go. So there's obviously pre-programmed sequences.
In IX Center, we watched him, and he was on and off of that thing. Like, I mean, he would let the gravity just take control of that thing.
Yeah, and I think the argument with the super loop, and the reason why I count it, is first, you have to understand that all coasters are powered at some point. All coasters are powered. Millennium Force is powered for the lift hill, and then gravity takes it all the rest of the way. A ride like Blazing Fury or Fire in the Hole is powered for a lot more parts at Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. Powered for 85% of the ride, and then you have the little sections of non-gravity powered stuff. So the question becomes, well, how much power does it take for it to not be a coaster anymore? And I don't know that answer. I don't think anyone knows that answer. And
well, I mean, you have powered roller coasters that are completely powered, and still people call them roller coasters.
Exactly. Thunder Run at Canada's Wonderland. Back of the Barnyard is also an RCDB, and that's at Nickelodeon Universe.
There's no gravity at all with those, and people still say, "Oh yeah, those are roller coasters."
Yeah. Runaway Mine Train at Alton Towers, all completely powered rides, all on RCDB. Most people count them as roller coasters. So my point is, the Larson Loop, it's a circular track, a circular train on a circular track, and that's how it rolls. And I think when these Skywarps come out, I think the concept of what I've been talking about is a lot more visible on the Skywarps. And I think ultimately, people are going to start thinking, well, maybe those Skywarps are roller coasters. And if they do, maybe they start realizing that Larson Loops are roller coasters as well, which Absolutely. I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I've always had the thought in my head, like this feels, it looks, there's a lot of, it seems like it's a roller coaster. It feels like a roller coaster. To me, it is. I've always, and then I kind of was going back and forth. Should I count it? Should I not? And then I did some research, and I looked it up on Larson's site itself, and right out there they say it's a roller coaster. Yeah. So I'm going to say, no, the manufacturer can't be wrong. I mean, I know people will fight with me and say, oh, it's good for marketing. Yeah, of course it's good for marketing. It's a small footprint of a roller coaster. I mean, you can drop those things anywhere. I'm even all for Cedar Point getting one of those.
Let's not get crazy here, Rob. Let's not get crazy.
The first 150 foot freaking Larson Loop.
Oh my god! So the litmus test is for me is does it have track? Yes, it does. Does it have wheels that roll on the track? Yes, it does. Is it gravity powered at some point? Yes, it does. To prove that it's on the track, I usually talk about upstops all the time, because then that proves that it's connected to the track in some way. And the Larson Loops fit all those litmus tests for me. Hey, if you don't want to count them, don't count them. But don't sit here and judge the people who do, like we're some kind of idiots when you can't explain why you don't count them. I can give you a 15-page document on why I do count them. And like we said, like-minded people tend to come together, and we have formed ourselves a little support group on Larson Loop Counters Anonymous, and we will give you all the information you ever wanted to need on that Facebook group to help you out and understand why Larson Loops are roller coasters.
Yeah, I want people to, if you're not calling it a roller coaster, I want you to tell me why it's not. Yeah. Give me the reason. Explain. Show facts that it's not a roller coaster. Everybody just goes, oh, it's not a roller coaster. Why is it not a roller coaster? It's not a roller coaster.
And if you say right off the bat that it's not gravity powered, you are incorrect. You are incorrect, because Absolutely. Anytime that the train is at the top of the loop and rolls down, that 95%.
You can feel the gravity even. You can even feel the gravity taking it.
You can feel the gravity. And you can feel, when you're on the ride and you're standing next to the ride, you can listen to it and hear when the tire motor engages onto the train. And it's clear as day. It's just like pipe stream in my mind. So if you don't want to count it, fine, but don't question those people who do, because I think we're on the right side of history here, Rob. I don't know about you.
I think we're pioneers. We're right there. We're the ones that are going to open everyone's eyes.
Yes,
I mean, they're
absolutely.
finally going to realize that these are roller coasters. I mean, if
So
what you say doesn't sway them, then I guess we'll never.
it'll never happen. They're closed. Some people are just closed-minded. They don't want to see the light. You can't open their eyes, and that's fine. But we're here to open some of your eyes, maybe. So but back to the story at hand. The Great America Super Loop. I'm excited to find out what the theme is. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I hope it has a really nice lighting package on it.
Delirious looks like it has a great lighting package.
Absolutely. And I, you know what? It's another credit for me. So put one in my column. I'll be writing it next season. I'll be very happy writing it next season, and moving one ahead of you, maybe. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking this 100-foot one. I'm really geeked about this. I really want to ride this thing.
It's going to be.
I've ridden, I've ridden the fair ones. I've ridden the old restraints. I've ridden the over the shoulder restraints. Yeah. But this 100-foot one just seems like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, this one's going to be something special. So, as always, thank you for joining us here on COASTER-net Update. It's Rob, I'll tell you what, it's been a blast not having Danny Miller here. So this is.
Yeah, Danny Miller, explain to us what you think a roller coaster is, and match the specs up with this, because this is a roller coaster. I challenge you, Danny Miller. I challenge you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. His eyes are beginning to open up a little bit with these sky warps, and I think.
Oh, I think he's just messing with people. I think he's trolling everyone. He's just joking around. He doesn't believe it himself. He needs to start believing. It's like what is that Christmas movie? The what is that? Express
the Polar Express.
Polar Express, yeah. It's like that. He needs to believe. Start believing, Danny Miller.
He needs to be on the Larson Loop Express is where he needs to be.
Yes, the Larson Loop Express, exactly.
So, as always, thank you for joining us here on COASTER-net Update. I'm, of course, Andrew Varchek from Chicago, Illinois.
And I am Robert Dole from Cleveland, Ohio.
And as always, ride on, Ride Warriors.
See you guys.